John Simpson Chisum, the cattle king of the Pecos. John Chisum had the appearance of an ordinary cowman. He did not stand out in a crowd. In height he was about average, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall. Chisum was a firmly built man with dark brown hair and a heavy mustache. His gray-blue, sun-squinted eyes were deeply set in his face. Claimed by some to have been a man of few words, John Chisum was strongly opinionated and occasionally outspoken. It's been said that he would never change a position once he had taken it. Slow to anger, Chisum dealt with friends and foe with consummate tact and diplomacy. He appeared always at ease. His deep and hearty laugh made you feel that he did not have a care in the world. As dawn broke on Wednesday, August 1st, 1866, a procession of cowboys, wagons, and cattle left the tiny community of Trickham, Texas. Riding a mule, as was his preference, Chisum rode out ahead of the herd, as 1,000 head of Texas longhorn cattle stretched out across the mesquite-dotted hills in a majestic caravan. At a pace of about 10 to 15 miles a day, the abundant grassland and ample water of the Middle Concho River soon played out, as the procession reached the arid expanses of West Texas. By the time they reached Wild China Ponds, both cattle and cowboy were parched from the dry heat. Crazy with thirst, the herd broke into a dead run as they approached the Pecos River at Horsehead Crossing. Several weeks later, Chisum's herd of gaunt, wild-eyed Texas longhorns would finally clamber their way up the banks of the Pecos River at Bosque Grande, New Mexico. From a modest beginning, running a partnership herd on Clear Creek in Denton County, Texas, to controlling over 1 million acres of land by 1872, Chisum's cattle empire numbered in the tens of thousands of head and was virtually unrivaled in New Mexico. John Chisum, together with Hunter Evans and Company, practically cornered the government beef market throughout the western United States, reaching markets from Chicago to California. This was no small accomplishment for an ordinary-looking man who rode a mule. John Chisum built a cattle empire in New Mexico that was, at the time, second to none. More importantly, he opened up the region along the Pecos River in New Mexico to large-scale cattle ranching, farming, and settlement. The story of John Chisum has become so contaminated with conjecture and folklore that what remains of his story is little more than a blurred picture of a misrepresented and uninterpreted individual living in the shadows of a bygone era. Make no mistake about it, John Chisum left a trail across the American West so wide that a blind scout could follow it. To shamelessly borrow a line from Walter Noble Burns, John Chisum knew cows. Hello, my name is Clifford Caldwell, and I'd like to share my new book about John Simpson Chisum with you. Published by Sunstone Press, this book is the first ever biography of the legendary cattle king John Chisum. Available from Sunstone, Amazon, Borders, Barnes & Noble, Hastings, and other fine booksellers, I hope you'll order a copy. You can also order a signed copy by contacting me through my website listed below.